What's happening, folks? Back with another reaction, back with some more of the Rolling Stones. Indeed, as I mentioned last time, I'm going to start with a few of the tracks of theirs I know, and then we'll start going through the albums and the rest of this compilation. Thank you again to Vera for these Stones releases. But yes, we're going to listen to Paint It Black. I mentioned when I began this deep dive with the Mother's Little Helper song that these two are basically tied for my favorite songs of the Stones that I already know, which is admittedly a very small sample size, maybe like a half dozen. But yes, on a given day, I might be more inclined to listen to this or to Mother's Little Helper. That tune has a darkness to it, but it's more in the evolution of the story as we hear it. This one is dark in all respects, and it has a wicked quality, and I think that stems from the lyrical thematic basis. Now, again, I haven't heard this in a while, but I have heard it a number of times over the years, and my best recollection is that this is a person, a narrator, who has lost a significant other, and I always viewed it as like a girlfriend or something, but because of that loss, he doesn't want to see anyone happy. He doesn't want to see the sun shining brightly. He doesn't want to see, couples holding hands or any happiness. He wants everything painted black. He wants it all blotted out from the sky, because if he can't have the person that was important to him, then why should anyone have anything of value or of emotional significance? Everyone should have to carry the fate and the weight emotionally that he's been made to bear, because otherwise, the world isn't fair, it's unjust, it's, completely random. So yeah, there's definitely an emotional lament mixed with a sort of lashing out, but not at anyone in particular, just at the world per se and anyone else who inhabits it, because again, why should he have to go through this loss if it's not something everybody has to deal with? That's my memory of it. Maybe there's actually more to it, or maybe it's a slightly different articulation of feeling, but that's my memory. And again, I do love this track, and I remember when I heard it, which I was probably pretty young, but I remember thinking like, damn, that's a really rocking and fast tune for a track that's, decades old, which again, I was born in 1980. I'm guessing I heard this sometime in my single digit years. I certainly knew it by the time I got to my teens in the 90s. So yeah, again, I probably heard this pretty early on, and I just remember thinking damn, this is a wicked tune. Whereas again, by the time you get to the early 90s, I started to listen to punk rock and things which are very, dark and fast and aggressive and so on. But this tune struck me for being, very heavy and dark thematically and quite fast sonically. So yeah, let's give it a listen. This is the Rolling Stones, one of their, I assume, all-time hits, or at least favorites, especially if it's included on this very best of, though admittedly the very best of from a short period in their now 60-year history. So let's give it a listen. This is the Rolling Stones, and the tune is Paint It Black.
I see a line of cars and they are painted black, with flowers and my love hope never to come back. I see people turn their heads and quickly look away, like a newborn baby, it just happens every day. I look inside myself and see my heart is black. I see my red door, I must have it painted black. Maybe then I'll fade away and not have to face the facts. It's not easy facing up when your whole world is black. No more will my green seagull turn a deeper blue. I could not this thing happening to you. If I look hard enough into the setting sun, my love will laugh with me before the morning comes. I see a red door and I want it painted black. No colors anymore, I want them to turn black. I see the girls walk by dressed in their summer clothes. I have to turn my head until my darkness goes.
I feel like that's maybe like a a single cut or something like that, because I do remember that ending kind of taking longer to peter out, but it's a fucking classic. It's such a good tune. I get like goosebumps listening to that. Again, it's the energy, the lashing out, the vocal performance from Mr. Jagger like really kills that vocal performance. I love that humming section in the final third or so of the tune. It's just really atmospheric. You can feel this sense of injustice and rage. I mean, he's talking about looking inward, and it's like his heart is black, and he sees these people walking, and some of them kind of look, oh, is that a funeral procession? Like, look away. What is it to them? It's like he says, like a baby being born. People die all the time. People die every day. But to him, it makes all the difference. And the, again, sense of incredulity, injustice very much comes across. And yeah, it's a wicked track sonically. And I love the guitar kind of flourishing right at the end, and the drums go into kind of this like marching rhythm, which again, like a funeral procession, feels very appropriate. I do love that moment, and right as it was about to happen, I remembered that, I don't know if it's like Tom's hat's cymbal crash, like there's a little drum fill flourish. I don't know what you call it. Maybe it's a fill, but it leads into a measure change, and it happens like, in the back half of the tune. And yeah, I always remember really liking that moment just from like a rhythmic and percussion sound sense. So yeah, it's an all-time classic. Absolutely love it. I think like if you asked most Stones fans, and again I'm saying this from no place of knowledge, just pure speculation, but I'm guessing most people would put this higher than Mother's Little Helper. And, maybe as objectively as possible, it is a better tune. But as I mentioned in the previous Stones reaction, I really do love Mother's Little Helper. And I think maybe that one is perhaps lesser appreciated than it should be. But this one is rightly kind of the legendary tune it is. I'm also now remembering I did react to a Echo and the Bunnymen, or an Echo and the Bunnymen cover of this tune, which is good. It's good. I very much enjoy it, and I like the early Echo and the Bunnymen sound. It kind of has this like post-punk meets new wave. It's kind of on the territory between those two different styles. But to be fair, the original is where it's at. This one is just a classic. So, as I said, there's probably one or two other ones on here, including I Can't Get No Satisfaction, that I'm familiar with. I do wonder if Under My Thumb is on here, because that's another one I do remember hearing a lot. As I look at the track title, it is. So yeah, maybe I'll do Under My Thumb, then I Can't Get No Satisfaction, and after that, we'll just start going through the releases I now have in order. So I'm very much looking forward to all that. Let me know what you think, and I will see you next time. Peace.